Good morning, guys. Welcome to our subject, remedial instruction. Okay, so to begin with, let us first define what is this remedial instruction all about. Well, remedial instruction, guys, is a vital field in education designed to bridge the gap between a student's current level of achievement and their actual potential. Okay, so there are a lot of questions, no? We have in mind. Why do we need remedial classes? Do students need to have this remedial instruction? Well, remedial instruction, guys, is a specialized teaching program for students who have fallen behind in the fundamental skills like reading, writing, or mathematics. So it aims to identify also the root cause of a student's struggle and provide targeted support to fix it. So meaning to say, teachers are here to help or professors are here to help the students cope up with their fundamental skills, like I mentioned in reading, writing, or even in mathematics. So actually, there are objectives here. Why do we have this kind of remedial instruction? For example, we need to reinforce the the skill of our students. Another thing is we would like to correct the misconceptions, identifying and fixing bad habits or misunderstanding in our subject. Another thing is that we would like to build the confidence of our students by helping them overcome their frustration, of course, or anxiety that often comes with their academic struggle. And of course, preparing them, our students, to successfully re enter again and thrive in the regular classroom environment so that they could cope up again. So, next, let's have here, what is this remedial program? Okay, have you heard the word remedial program? Okay, a lot of schools really create this kind of program in order to help our students, as I mentioned a while ago. So, actually, guys, a remedial program is defined as a especially design. I mean, it is defined as a program which is designed or planned and created after, of course, observing, investigating a learner's deviated performance. What kind of performance do our students have? Okay, are they struggling in what area? Areas where they are struggling. That's why we have to identify that one so that we could create a or design a remedial program. So the goal here, guys, is of course, as I mentioned earlier, is to correct those specific issues and put the student back on the right academic path. So there are a lot of approaches that we could use in in this remedial program. Okay? So take note, guys, that remedial teaching is not a new concept in education. Okay? Because the text emphasizes here that making errors is normal and usual human activity. We only need to correct it. Okay? Mistake made by learners were viewed like, of course, diseases that needed to be cured. Therefore, the teacher, the professor is there to help and guide our student. Okay? So there are a lot of approaches that we could use here. Okay? So in the past teaching, guys, The teaching was, of course, teaching was based on, of course, on instructional move, which relied heavily on routine patterns, wherein we do the remedial by giving drills, of course, to our students, like uh, repetitive exercises to hammer home a point so that they could practice and master the subject matter. Okay, so making practice a mechanical habit to solve errors immediately. So this is one of the approaches that we could use in the remedial instruction, the instructional approach, which is considered as the traditional type. But since we are in the 21st century already, guys, we already have this kind of modern approach to teaching, okay, in teaching the remedial instruction. And we call this as cognitive school. It's a modern one wherein modern education, influenced by the cognitive school of teaching, views things differently now. For example, language learning is now seen as a process of experimentation rather than memorization. And then the text suggests that drilling is not the ultimate solution now to the problem when it comes to correcting or giving remediation to our students. So these are some of the approaches that we could use. So let's move on to the next slide. Remedial teaching. So what does this mean? Okay, so remedial teaching provides targeted extra support to students struggling with fundamental skills, as I mentioned. So I'm just reiterating this, like reading, writing, and math, aiming to close learning gaps and bring them up to grade level. It involves also personalized strategies, often one on one or in small groups to address specific difficulties, build confidence, and develop care, competencies for academic success, preventing students from failing further behind. So as you can see, really guys, remedial program is very important, no, in helping our students. And this is a program that is specialized, okay? Intentional choice plan design, of course, to address a student's specific needs. It is developed by, of course, observing our learners, what kind of performance do they have, okay, where they are struggling or off track, and creating, of course, a strategy to put them back again on the correct path. Okay, so that we could be of help to them. And what would be our goals here? Our goals, of course, number one is to help students catch up to their peers. That's why we said they have to be back on track. Okay, by, of course, because it helps provides extra help in the fundamental areas such as reading, writing, and math. Okay, so we have to bridge learning gaps and bring students up to their appropriate grade level. Another is to develop self-learning, problem solving, and critical thinking skills to boost self-esteem and positive attitudes towards learning, and to lay the groundwork for future academic and career success. So these are some of the goals. Why do we have this kind of remedial program? By building care, or I mean, by building core competences and confidence, it prevents our students from falling further behind in their academic journey. Next, we have here the advantages of remedial activities in the classroom. And when we speak of advantages of remedial activities in the classroom, a remedial activity is one meant to improve a learning skill or rectify a problem area. The purpose of remedial teaching involves individualized teaching of students who are experiencing difficulties in specific subject areas. And I mentioned this one a while ago. Remedial instruction might be taught individually or in groups and targets academic weaknesses that potentially hinder learning. The benefits of remedial teaching activities can include forming the foundation for learning a subject in greater detail. These skills must be learned before the students can develop a detailed understanding of the topic of the study. So, here, guys, you notice that it mentioned that we have to create also remedial program that could be could be individualized, it could also be groupings. Okay, so take note that a remedial program here is a customized choice plan designed to address each and every learner. Okay, so we have to, of course, uh, we have to know the function, the primary function of remedial activities or the plan itself, because it offers targeted extra support to students who are struggling with fundamental skills, as I mentioned. And here, teachers use personalized strategies, okay? Often, as I mentioned on the slide, often in one-on-one sessions, or it could also be small groups to address specific academic weaknesses of our students. And it prevents students, of course, as I mentioned, I keep on repeating this, students from failing further behind and ensures they are or they have the foundation needed for the academic success. Okay, let's move on to the importance of remedial teaching. It says there that students who do not have basic math reading skills at grade level may benefit from the in attention to remedial activities. Okay? So, next, related to those subject in the classroom, using phonics, Dutch, vocabulary words, or basic multiplication tables as teaching tools can give students the basic skills they need to advance to a higher academic level by focusing on the importance of remedial teaching in this basic subject. Students may better prepared to grow skills in those areas. So take note, no, there is that focus also. What skills? Basic skills in reading. Okay, if they need help in reading, so therefore the remedial program should be designed for reading. So remedial teaching in reading or in math, specific subject area, helping students to catch up to the level of their peers. Okay, developing self-learning, as I mentioned a while ago, problem solving. If their problem is about the subject math, no, uh, improving their critical thinking skills in solving mathematical problems. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now we have here another one, avoiding learning attrition through remediation. It says here, guys, that students who have been out of school over summer, winter, spring breaks may benefit from the advantages of remedial. Yes, that's true because, of course, I have mentioned some of the advantages of the program itself. remedial teaching. I mean, continuing remedial lessons over an intended time reinforces skills that may have been lost due to one way, remedial classes again benefit students because teachers looking to reinforce skills to remedial can use flashcards, games, and different kinds of activities involving, for example, in English, phonics, and basic math to help students get back again on the learning path after a summer or other intended time away from the classroom. That's why, beside part of the remedial program, what we have every summer is we design also summer head start or summer uh, summer program, okay, helping again students to be back on track in their study. Okay, so that's it. So activities are here in the program. Activities are specially meant to improve, of course, a skill or fix a problem area that hinders learning. And when we do design the program, we have to take note that it should allow students to gain a more detailed understanding of a topic by, of course, we need to break it down, okay? And we have to use tools in English like phonics, vocabulary, and also for math, multiplication tables to provide fundamental needed for higher academic levels of our students, okay? So, I mentioned no to combat attrition because it says they're avoiding learning attrition to remediation. Okay, so combating attrition, guys, take note that helps students who have been out of school, okay, summer or winter breaks, reinforce skills that may have been lost during time away. So here, they could use their time now, no, to be back again to their study and learn things. Okay? So the mindset regarding students' error actually, guys, has shifted significantly over time, moving from a rigid medical view to a more understanding cognitive view. Okay? So I mentioned the two approaches a while ago about remedial. We mentioned about the old approach wherein it has something to do with a structural approach or structural, and the other one is the new approach, which is cognitive. Okay, so take note of this, guys, because there are differences between the two. Okay, but this will be discussed next time, the approaches to remedial program. Then let's move on to the remedial learning for dyslexic students. Another advantage of remedial teaching can be of help to students with dyslexia to overcome reading difficulties by helping. There is a well-known well-known actor who has this kind of problem in reading, but he was able to cope up, no? So we could help our students to cope up with reading, okay, if they are experiencing difficulties, I mean in reading, especially if they are facing difficulties in reading. We will have to look into what would be the best approach for our students. Next, rewire brain connections. Studies have shown that extended hours of remedial instruction can help students with reading deficits related to dyslexia. Benefits can include increased neutral connections and increased reading proficiency over the long term. Okay, so uh, this one, guys, okay, let me have it. We have to of course, help our student with this kind of problem. So it really lies on the teacher, okay, to find out what would be the best approach to use to, of course, to help our students, okay, when they experience this kind of difficulty in reading, okay. Then next we have here improving communication skills. It says here students with speech disorders may have difficulties with communication in the classroom. Speech disorder can often develop mental and may also respond to remedial reading instruction. Teaching reading with remedial phonics and other verbal activities may help students with, with communication issues from speech related problems become more academically proficient. Okay, so remember, guys, that constant practice makes perfect. Okay? So we could help really our students to become effective communicators, but have to develop first and improve their self-confidence so that they could get out of their own shell. Okay? And also, if they have problem with their speech disorder, okay, so constant practice makes perfect, no? We may give them a lot of drills on the pronunciation, okay, teach them how to freely express themselves so that they will not be shy, okay. So there are a lot of uh, strategies also that we could use in helping and improving our students' communication skills. Okay, and then we have here behavior and mod- motivation. It says here students who fall behind in completing basic classroom tasks may develop behavior problems because of their frustration. Okay, so sometimes students really could not face that challenge, that the trial, no, trials, when they feel they feel frustrated, they are depressed. But maybe we could also help our students in facing such emotions. Okay, how are they going to deal with failures? We have to explain this to them. Why? Because life is not always, it does not only talk about successes, no? Life has its opposite side, and that is, of course, failures comes really along the way. So we have to teach them, our students, to face failures in life, not only successes, not only happiness, but the other side of it, the other side of the coin. If there's happiness, there is sadness. If there is that success, there is that failure also. And we have to build this to them, no, for them to become stronger, okay, in facing such challenges in life. Okay, so behavior and motivation. Somehow we could motivate them by giving examples, explaining to them that failures, really, failures and pains, difficulties, hammer blows of life, they are all parts, no, we could not do away with this. These are parts of life. We really have to experience such, okay. It's not always happiness in life, so let us teach them, okay, the two sides of life, the two phases of life. And somehow we could motivate them by giving examples or situations so that they would uplift their morale. Okay, they will be motivated. So here it says there the instruction may also help reduce feelings of inadequacy that can lead to behavior or motivation issues. That's the reason why teachers, no, you have to understand your students, understand the background of your student right from the very first day of the class. That's why we have our orientation to know the background of our students so that we know what to target. We know what would be the best approach that we could use in helping our students, especially if they need problems when it comes to academics, okay? When it comes to their academic performance. Somehow, if we know our students best, we could easily design remedial program and we could have a best remedial instruction to help our students. So that's it, guys. I hope I was able to help you with the simple explanation about remedial instruction. Bye.